We have been having some crazy temperatures over the past couple of days. We've been waking up every single morning and the temperature has been around negative 22 degrees to negative 25 with wind chills up to negative 40. But we wanted to explain how we're surviving in our camper because most people think that you would freeze to death in your camper. It doesn't stay warm. There's all these misconceptions about living in an RV in the winter, especially in brutal areas like North Dakota. But we're here to prove them all wrong and share with you guys how we're surviving. It's bright outside. We're going to talk about the skirting. I can't see shit. So one thing you're definitely going to have to consider if you are going to do this lifestyle is to have a good skirting. We paid for this company to come up and do it. They're in South Dakota. We've had good experience with it. I think it doesn't work very well when you get down to negative temperatures. Like right now it's -4 outside and it keeps it around 30 degrees under there, but that's with running a heater under it. When we don't have a heater under there, I don't even think it would really work that well. I think this skirting is ultimately designed for people who live in warmer temperatures, like 30 degrees and above.
A lot of people use this pink foam board. You'll see it like taped up all around the sides of the skirting like this instead. It's like a one-time use kind of deal, and then you get rid of it and you make a new one next winter. This works a lot better at, I think, keeping temperature inside. This does good too, but it's just a reusable thing, and it also kind of is a nice added value to have on your trailer if you ever did want to sell it or something again. Do think you have options to choose for as far as color goes for these. Black is definitely a good one because on these days where it's really cold but the sun is out, this is actually getting a lot more heat than like I think this would. No skirting is designed for negative temps, but it would be next to impossible without that skirting installed. The benefit of skirting is you get like a whole storage area. This one we paid the extra to get they call it a garage door. So basically you get a zipper here, pull that up, get in under here. And as you can see, we are rocking a solid, oh, you can't see with my glasses on, a little above 30 degrees in here right now. So we're probably just above freezing in here. Couple different options as far as heat things going. This we brought under a while back and ended up not keeping it going. This has been our workhorse. This has been on for like months practically under here. It even, when we had a water issue, got covered in water and frozen basically solid with ice. We dried it all out and the thing fired right back up. Ended up getting this DeWalt propane heater. It was definitely necessary to have on the times where if this stops working or something like that, or if we forget to drip our faucets inside and keep water flowing, if we freeze up on any section of this, you let this thing run for like 30 minutes and it'll quickly get it to like almost 70 degrees underneath this camper. On even days that have been as cold as this, you can really warm the underbelly of this. It'll thaw you out and get you going. All right. Your stuff under the camper, it's important to use a protected outlet. Luckily for us, the outlet on the outside of our camper is a GFIC or whatever it's called, GFC or whatever protected outlet. So actually when we had the water leak and that thing did get covered in water, it popped the breaker and shut everything off, so we didn't have any electrical problems. Another thing that's a key to living up here in this cold weather is a big old propane tank. This company, Rough Riders, comes out and services the tank, drops it off for you. All you got to do is order it. This is a 120-gallon tank. It was like 600 something bucks to rent it, and it comes full, and you basically just keep it until you tell them you're done. Cool thing about getting it filled is that almost everybody here in the park has one. And if anybody in the park calls to get theirs filled, they just top everybody off. So in the 4 months that we've had this, we have never actually had to call to get it filled because they just happen to come by. So it has a gauge right here. Whenever you get low, you can call and they'll come and top it off. You don't have to do anything. And then they just send you a bill. And typically this is anywhere from around 120 to 200 bucks a month, depending on where it is when they fill you. And I would say they fill us up about once a month or so, depending on how cold it's been.
One thing that we paid for when we came up here was to get heating pads installed on all the tanks as well as all of our lines heat traced. And one cool thing that they did was installed a little button down over here that we just kick on. It stays on 24/7 and turns on the heating pads whenever it gets cold. So we have never had any issues with our tanks freezing so far.
One thing that's a huge problem in RVs is that in these cold climates, when you're keeping it warm on the inside, you get a lot of condensation from the humidity inside the trailer. In the corners here, ice buildup on the slides. Now this is only on the corners of the slides where the metal framing is. You can see there's literally nails and screws that have frozen over here. And it's unfortunate, but it's just something that's part of it. We're still trying to figure out better solutions for that, but the dehumidifier has definitely kept it to a minimum. One of the biggest things that Sierra has done that really improved this trailer as far as keeping stuff warm is you can get the saran wrap kind of material. I guess it's plastic that shrink wraps over the window. And this, I mean, is night and day difference. It kind of creates a double pane glass, and you really don't feel nearly as much cold coming against this window. She's done it on even the small windows as well. You still get ice buildup on the window that's on the outside, but it's completely dry on the inside there. And other windows don't have that, and you can definitely feel a temperature difference between sitting one that has the plastic on it and one that does not. Common thing in a lot of newer campers is you get these electric fireplaces that come in with them. This thing has been fantastic. That accompanied with our furnace that the trailer has equipped with it will keep this place nice and warm. You don't have to run that all the time, but I mean, who doesn't like a fire in the cold? Not sure if you can hear it in the background running, but we do have a furnace that runs. Heat comes out of the floor here. These are kind of all over the camper. You can control it from this unit right here. And I mean, it's -5, I think, out right now. This morning it was -23. If you put this at 70, it'll still keep it at 70 degrees in here. Very fortunate to have that. A good thing to have that not all campers come with, though, is a CO2 or a propane alarm that will sense if you have leaks or something like that that are coming into the trailer. And in fact, ours came with one, and I will show you if we can get down here by this little guy. Say hi. We've got one right here. That one does carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm. So that is constantly checking to see if anything else is going wrong, and will notify us.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. Thanks so much for watching. We hope that we gave you guys lots of useful information. If you do plan on living in your RV in the wintertime in a very cold climate like North Dakota, if you guys have already done this, please comment below and let us know some of your best tips for living in an RV in this type of weather. We need all of them that we can get because we are still new to this and we're still learning. We appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you on the next video.
Wherever that subscribe button is, get it.